are you? Happy holidays.
Hey, same to you. I hope you're having a good fall. Has it been cold or is it still warm?
Today the high is 62. We've had a couple of freezes,
Hmm.
but pretty soon it'll begin to feel like Christmas.
Yeah, pretty soon. Yeah. Well, here in Iowa, we were single digits the other night.
Oh
So
my gosh.
yeah, but today it's nice again. So, up and down,
I
Midwest.
know.
That's
I
just
know.
the way it goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have
Yeah.
lots to look forward to next year together.
We do. I kind of a little bit feel like Santa came early to me this year when you called me. Was it this summer? We talk a lot. We talk frequently. So whenever it was, you called me and said, "Hey, girl."
Yeah, so Linda and I are headed to Scotland next year, and we're leaving on June 25th and coming back on July 2nd. And we're flying into Edinburgh, and we're visiting gardens in the Scottish borders. So, in the area right around Edinburgh, the gardens should be just at their peaks at that time of year. And so, there'll be lots of flowers, and it's just going to be super fun. A small group of people, and we'll all just have a great trip together. Whatever your garden experience or knowledge is, it doesn't really matter if you like looking at gardens and like being outside and enjoy historic architecture and historical and cultural experiences somewhere. I mean, it's just a really great experience, and all you have to do is just get yourself to Scotland, and we'll take care of the rest. So we'll arrange all of the transportation from there and the meals and all of the experiences, and our guests just get to relax and hang out with us and have fun looking at gardens together.
And how many venues are there?
Well, there's usually about two gardens a day that we visit.
Okay.
So, it's a pretty good number. We keep moving through the week, and we have a couple of other cultural experiences that we're doing too. So we're going to Bass Rock, which is a marine bird sanctuary. We take a boat ride out there, and
Cool.
we're going to visit some different villages along the coast and also on the interior, and have some free time there. So we get to do some shopping. That'll be fun,
Yeah.
and find some lunch on your own. But the gardens, they vary in age from new gardens that are, we have a contemporary garden that we're visiting that's really sort of conceptual and interesting that way in Jupiter Artland. But then we have 17th century manor houses with walled gardens that we're visiting and Victorian gardens. And I mean, it's just an interesting historical journey as well as, so we'll get to see garden styles and architecture styles and also just lots of plants. It'll be
Yeah.
fun.
And I think it's so fun to go on these trips with fellow gardeners because we all look through a gardening lens, but we might see different things as we look through that lens. And so
Yeah.
I'm anxious to like see the stuff that you notice and what I notice, and we can just do what is my favorite thing during garden tours, and that's shop for ideas that I can bring back.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's really fun. And, someone once told me, um, if I was feeling sort of not sure, if I felt like I didn't know a lot about garden history or a lot about the plants that are sort of commonly grown in a particular area, the fact is it doesn't really matter. None of that matters. It's how a garden makes you feel and what you kind of glean from that garden yourself. And, there's a lot that goes into that. Some of it is who you're there with and what the experience is like. Is it a beautiful day? Is it, what time of year is it? And again, who you're visiting with. I mean, the experiences are all over the place, and
yeah.
it's just really fun to have kind of that mix of experiences together.
Yeah. And I think also, design principles are pretty universal. So even if they garden in kind of a different language than you might garden where you are,
Mhm.
that I might garden where I am. Nevertheless, those design principles will still hold true. And uh,
Right.
we can put our own geographical accent on whatever it is that we see. But I'm just looking forward to relaxing and hanging out with friends and commiserating about garden problems and all of that.
That's really fun. And, we end up we've been doing this now. Garden Gate's been doing this for a couple of years now. And we have gardeners from all over the US getting together on the bus and at dinner and on these, in the gardens themselves. And everyone, as you mentioned, sees something a little different that
Yeah.
appeals to them. But also, everyone comes at it with different experiences, and everyone brings photos on their phones, and we're all sharing photos of our gardens with each other and talking about problems
Yeah.
and solutions that we've encountered. And it's just really fun. And the other cool thing about the tours is that it's a mix of both private gardens and public gardens. And sometimes we have a guided tour from someone who, a chief horticulturist at a public garden, or from a private gardener, someone who, it's just like my backyard, and I'm showing you only a lot better than my backyard. But they have all kinds of stories and answered questions, and it's just so personal, and that's great. And then sometimes you have time to just wander and really experience it, and kind of have that moment to yourself. So you can just sit on a bench and write on your journal if you'd like,
Yeah.
or you can hike all the way up the hill if you'd like. It's just a very kind of casual, relaxed atmosphere sometimes too.
And I think a really great opportunity to meet new people from, gosh, not just our traveling companions, but from
Mhm.
around the world who
Yeah,
garden in different ways. And I think it just, I don't know, it just is a way for us to live a larger gardening life.
it's always a learning experience, whether you've been gardening for 1 year or 40 years. There's always something to learn. Every year is different, and every experience you have is definitely has takeaways.
Well, and didn't you tell me that a lot of the people that go on your tours, because this is what, the second or third year you've done them?
Third year. Yeah, this will be
Third
our third
year,
year.
and that they're so successful that a lot of people come back. I mean, you have a lot of repeat customers apparently.
We have been lucky enough to make friends that want to keep traveling with us. So it's been you'll get to meet some some people that have already joined the tour, and yeah. So I mean, I've made friends that I've continued to stay in contact with
Yeah,
over this time, and I know they have with each other.
yeah,
And then we hear. As I'm talking to people, people visit each other's gardens then after they get home, and so it's just really a great. It's like a kind of like a little garden club, a
yeah.
traveling garden club. It's fun, and so yeah, definitely have had quite a bit of repeat visitors, and that's been really fun.
Well, I would say if you've got a gardener in your life who has been particularly good this year, then I think instead of yet one more pair of gardening gloves and a trowel, that maybe you give them a plane ticket
That's right.
to go to
That's what I'm doing. Yes, Scotland, and then we also have Garden Grove has two other tours next year. One is to Milan in the Italian Lake District, and another one is in the Brandywine Valley in Pennsylvania and Delaware.
Yeah.
And so that has a lot of. There's so many great both public and private gardens in that area. And so if you aren't quite sure you want to travel to Europe, come to Pennsylvania with us. That would be a lot of fun too. And they're all happening when the gardens are really. We've timed them so the gardens should really be at their peaks in each of the tours. They're all in May, June, July, and so there's lots going on, and it'll just be it's just a fun way to get out and try something new. So one thing to keep in mind is that the tour groups are limited in size,
Okay.
and so as of right now, we have only 8 spots left on our Scotland tour. And so I encourage anybody who's interested to maybe think about checking in with us sooner rather than later, just to make sure that there's still spot on the tour, because they
Christmas.
fill up reasonably quickly, and
Yeah.
you won't want to miss it. So all the information is on gardengatestore.com,
Okay.
and there is a garden travel drop down that you can click there, and you'll see all the itinerary and the pricing and the information about the hotels and links to most of the gardens, so you can kind of get a sense for what that looks like. Yeah, all the information is there, and we are available to answer questions if someone would like to just drop us an email, which is also on that page as well.
Okay. Well, and I love the fact that you've taken care of all of the work. I just need to show up. You guys have taken care of all of the details, and
Yep.
we just have to be present to
Yep.
enjoy and soak it all in.
That's right. Just come to have fun.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
yeah.
Yeah, just relax and have fun. It's no
Well,
pressure, very casual.
well, on my calendar on June 25th, I have a great big fun.
Me
Fun
too.
again.
It's that whole week is just blocked off. It's perfect. And the
Yeah.
weather should be great too. It should be nice and cool in Scotland compared to both Oklahoma and Iowa at that
Yeah.
point.
Seriously, if anybody is looking for a really spectacular Christmas gift to give one of my followers or one of Garden Gate followers or just anyone who is as obsessed about gardening as we are, what a fabulous, thoughtful gift.
It is fun. And, I maybe I didn't mention this before, but there are we've had so many people, girlfriends travel together or,
Yeah.
husbands and wives. And even if one partner is interested in gardening and the other isn't, there's still plenty of things to do if
Oh, yeah.
you're not, an avid gardener yourself.
Right.
And then we've had a lot of mother-daughter pairs
Oh,
join
how
us too,
fun.
and it's been really, really fun.
Yeah.
Just such creating all these memorable experiences together as friends, spouse, partners,
Yeah.
siblings. We've had sibling groups,
Yeah.
and and yeah, moms and daughters or moms and sons we've had. So it's just a fun way to have a new experience with somebody you enjoy.
Well, I can't thank you enough.
Well, thank you. We'll have a fun year next year.
We absolutely will. I've got it on my resolution list for 2024. Have fun with Garden Gate magazine.
That's right. I'm going to add that to mine now too. Have fun with Linda. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Looking forward to
great.
it.
Yep, good. Well, it was great to see you. Take care.
Okay. You too.